As you know, you've been following this for the last many months. We've had a lot of very deliberative conversation and deliberation amongst members. Everyone's been involved on the House side and on the Senate side as well. We had some of those deliberations as recently as last night, and it's very productive. And I'm happy to tell you that this morning I believe we had the votes to finally adopt the budget resolution so we can move forward on President Trump's very important agenda for the American people. This process has required a lot of close consultation between the White House and the Senate, and all of that has been necessary because we want to make sure that we are delivering on our shared goals in the budget reconciliation process. Our big, beautiful bill has to reflect all of that, and so it is big, and it involves a lot of areas of policy, and so it requires a lot of close coordination. Our two chambers are directly aligned also on a very important principle, and that is the principle of fiscal responsibility. We are the party that delivers and ensures that. So we have a number of aims here. Our aim is to deliver on our promises in this big, beautiful bill regarding things like border security and restoring peace through strength and American energy dominance and regulatory reform to get the economy really humming again. And of course also tax relief, tax reductions. We have to make the tax cuts permanent, and that's all involved and enveloped in this big effort, and all the other promises and priorities we made. Now, it's important to note that at the same time, we also need to achieve the maximum amount of savings for the American people, because that's what fiscal responsibility is. And we even want to start reducing the deficit. So with all that in mind, our first big, beautiful reconciliation package here involves a number of commitments, and one of those is that we are committed to finding at least $1.5 trillion in savings for the American people, while also preserving our essential programs. The Democrats are out right now trying to make hay out of the fact that we're going to gut Medicaid and all these other things. It's simply not true. We're going to protect the essential programs for everybody who's eligible to receive those, and you'll see that reflected in the final bill. But I think it's very important for us to note that we'll be looking for $1.5 trillion in savings, and I can tell you that many of us are going to aim much higher and find those savings because we believe they are there. We want to make government more efficient, effective, and leaner for the American people. And I think that will serve every American of every party, and we're happy to do that. This morning we'll take the next big step in that process, and I just want to say I'm very happy to have our partners in the Senate working so closely with us as one team, one unified team, which is very important for us to deliver on all these objectives. And I can't tell you how much I thank Senate Majority Leader Thune for his principled, steady leadership and his resolve through this entire process, and I'm delighted to yield the podium to him next. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning. Lot of work been going on here the last few days, but what I can tell you is that I think, as you know, last week that there were 51 Senate Republicans that passed a budget resolution that seeks to accomplish all the things that the Speaker outlined. We are all aligned on the need to make the 2017 Trump tax cuts permanent, to restore American energy dominance, to grow our economy, and to make a generational investment in our border security, and also make sure that we are ready militarily to deal with any of the threats that the country faces around the world. And those are all things that are addressed in this budget resolution, which is why it's really important that we act. The budget resolution, as you know, is the first step. It unlocks budget reconciliation, which is where all this can be achieved. But one of the principal objectives in our budget resolution and in the House's, as outlined by the Speaker, is spending cuts. We have got to do something to get the country on a more sustainable fiscal path, and that entails us taking a hard scrub of our government and figuring out where we can find those savings. And our ambition in the Senate is we are aligned with the House in terms of what their budget resolution outlined in terms of savings. The Speaker's talked about $1.5 trillion. We have a lot of United States senators who believe that is a minimum. And we're certainly going to do everything we can to be as aggressive as possible to see that we are serious about the matter, not only of making our federal government more fiscally sustainable, but also deficit reduction, which is critical to a lot of our members in the Senate, and I know to his members in the House. So we're ready to move forward. I'm hoping that the Speaker and his team and his House colleagues can succeed today, get the budget resolution passed, and that will set us up for the next step in this process, which enables us to achieve all the things on President Trump's agenda including those I just outlined. But absolutely essential that we work really, really hard to see what we can do to make government smaller, more efficient, and more accountable to the American taxpayer. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks.